Yo. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast. I'm your hostess, Brittany Crossan. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you for being here. We are in October. This episode is coming out October 2024, and I have some cool holiday-ish things to share with you. My thoughts on how to make the most of this time of year with your social media for your business, for your brand, for your project, whatever you've got going on. Before we dive into that convo, I want to remind you, please. I had to, sorry, if you know Sabrina Carpenter music. Anyway, no more singing. Will you please leave a 5-star rating or review if you listen to the show on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts? It's so helpful if you're listening right now and you can safely tap back on the app just a time or two. You can actually see where you can put in you can tap on the 5 stars and then just type out just one sentence as to why you love this show, why you find it helpful. It's going to really help us be seen by more people on that platform. And if you can rate and review on another platform that you listen on, please do. It's so greatly appreciated. It really helps the show. It helps the show reach more people. And that's what I always want to do. I want to help as many people as I can with this show and have fun talking about all of the social media things we talk about. Okay. Speaking of that, let's talk about some social media things. Okay. Like I said, it is fall. It's October 2024 as this episode is coming out. And I really just want to have just like a quick, candid, casual chat with you about how to handle this time of year. Okay. Like, when it comes to social media for your business, for your brand, this is an exciting time of year for social media. Okay. And I know I'm a bit of a social media nerd and it's what I do for my work, but like, it's true. It is, not only is the last few months of the year already generally exciting. There's lots going on. There's events, there's holidays, there's all kinds of stuff. But on social media, when there's things going on in life, like exciting, fun things, it's even more exciting and fun on social media because those are the things that people want to, pick up their phone and start scrolling and see. They want to see you talking about the season. They want to see you talking about the upcoming holiday. They want to know what's going on, like, what kind of specials you have and stuff like that. This is the time of year where people are spending money. It is money spending season. So if there was ever a time to, sell on social media, this is definitely a time where it's more welcomed. Although you still need to keep in mind, we don't want to be annoying. We're not trying to make commercials and advertisements with every single post we make, but it is a time where you can push a little bit harder when it comes to, selling your green widgets or whatever it is that you sell. So keep that in mind. Take advantage of that, and not in a bad way. This is what happens this time of year, especially here in the good old US of A, right? Like people are spending money. Now, 2024, this is also an election year. That's also happening during these last few months of the year. And I'm sighing because, we don't need to get into that conversation. This is not a show about politics, but I do understand that affects people's spending, that affects people's moods, that affects a lot of things. And excuse me, it can also really affect people's behavior on social media toward one another. People get into these arguments and things like that. So I think that for those of us like me and a lot of other people out there, we're looking for other kinds of content. We don't want to just always see people arguing about the political candidates and trying to convince each other of why they're wrong, right? We want to just really embrace this time of year for what it is. And it is a really festive, fun, cool time of the year, bottom line, election year or not, right? So here's the way that I would look at it if I were you, if you don't really have like a plan yet. We're already, as this episode comes out, we're already in October. Ideally you would have already put a plan into place. And that doesn't have to be super like marketing nerdy or like over the top or anything. It just means, you should already have some things organized, maybe have your eyes on certain goals for your business. Like you'd like to do this much in sales, or maybe this is a slower time of year for your business and you're actually not really focusing on increasing sales, but you're focusing on something else. But either way, it's a special time of year. And you want to have some sort of organization, strategy, and plan in place. So hopefully you already have something, but if you don't, have no fear. I am here. And I just want to encourage you on a couple of things that you could be, you could be doing. Okay. So if you're coming in from the angle of wanting to sell more during this time of year, like I said, it's money spending season. People spending money like crazy those last few months of the year, right? Then I think that, like I said earlier, it's definitely a time where you can get more assertive, more aggressive with your sales strategies on social media. Definitely be talking about special offers, because people are always looking for a special offer during this time of year. Even though when this episode comes out, it's October, people already be shopping for holiday gifts, right? So have that in mind. Have some build up. And like I said, getting organized, right? So you want to be able to share content. Again, I'm talking about if you're trying to sell more things during this time of year. You want to share content featuring the things you sell, whether it's products or services or both. But you want to still go by all those like tactics and strategies that I'm always encouraging you to use, which is really leaning into things like storytelling. Megan and I are talking about that on an upcoming episode to help you out with that. And also really featuring like the use of the product, right? So like if you sell skincare, then I feel like it just makes sense that you would have video content where you're actually using it, like you're applying it, but maybe you're not trying to be like, bye, look at how great my skin looks and look at this thing, that's not really all that interesting. You could be casually using the skincare while you're telling a story. You could be, just showing how it works into your morning routine. You can do those kinds of videos like come with me or, get ready with me, whatever, but just like making it more interesting and more interactive, but definitely be featuring these products. If you're trying to sell your products more during this time of year and you really want to ramp up and like maybe be in that whole game of like holiday gifts and stuff like that, this is a time to do it. But just try to get creative with your sales strategies on social media, because it's real quick for someone to scroll on past your ass, right? And it's tough, but it's the time we're living in. And you literally have, like, studies say you have like 2 seconds or less to grab someone's attention when it comes to short form video on social media. That's the kind of bad news. The good news is that when you do grab their attention and you do a great job of it, they're going to want more and more and more. So really getting those creative juices flowing to be able to feature your products in your content and feature them heavily and let it ramp up, right? Because if you think about the timing of all of this, like right now, as this episode comes out, we're in October, we're probably like in the first half of October, 2024. You really only have still a short window before people kind of just shudder down. You know what I mean? Like there's this time at the end of the year where it's like, if it hadn't happened by now, it's probably not going to happen kind of thing for most businesses, most industries, not everybody. I know there's last minute shopping and things like that, but for the most part, once you get past like mid-December, people start kind of checking out. Like there's a lot of people that are traveling and they're just gone for the whole time, like say like the whole time that their kids are on like the school break, right? There's people that just get into vacay mode, they get into holiday mode. They're trying frantically to wrap up their own stuff for end of year purposes, right? There's just a lot going on once you hit mid-December. It's just hardcore. So you really only have like as of right now, and this is coming out, 60 days to like really go for the gusto and sell some shit. But again, doing it creatively. You're using storytelling. You're actually showing yourself using the product and how it works into your day, or somebody else, like somebody that works for you, or I don't know, maybe you even have like a model in your video, like whatever makes sense for your situation, of course. You want to be showing all these interesting things like how it's done, how it's made, right? Like, so if your business, you sell something that you make yourself, like you hand make it, or even with machinery, but you have a facility where y'all make shit, right? Whatever it is, showing that process, showing the love and care that goes into making your products, and then showing that final finished product at the end of the video, that's really interesting. And then you're selling without selling. Listen to this entire episode on any major podcast platform. Simply search the Social Sunshine Podcast.